Hey y'all, it's been a while and I'm literally like, how do I even work this thing right now? But I am back with a new video and I've entitled this The New Era of Me, Reinventing Myself, or Am I Just Growing? So there's a few things that I wanted to start with. I've been wanting to come back to my channel for a long time now, but I knew I couldn't and I wouldn't feel comfortable without having this conversation first. So this year 2023 was one of the hardest years for me. There were just things that happened back to back in the beginning of the year that I just felt like was overwhelming me and have led up until today. So let's get started. I wrote like bullet points so I'm not just rambling. The first thing was my aunt passed in the beginning of this year, and then my relationship really started to take a turn for the worse. There was a lot of turmoil in our relationship. We went through a personal loss, and it was just a lot of things that kept happening back to back that led to our breakup. And this was a big thing for me. We have a daughter together. We had been together for 5 years, so of course this affected me, and it was very soon after my aunt passed. So I was going through a lot of emotions because of all of those things. And then after that, I really started to struggle at work. I am a pretty emotional person, and I knew at some point I would have to come back and open up on my channel because this is what I wanted it to be about. I wanted to authentically be myself and share so you guys understand the journey a little bit more. But I started to lose focus at work because when I'm going through a lot of things, my head gets clouded and I can't really focus. So that's kind of everything that was going on for me emotionally. It was really affecting when I would get up and how I would feel, and just me being productive across all boards in my life. After that happened, long story short, I won't get too much into it because I definitely will save that conversation for another video if I ever have it and go into full detail at all. But I ended up being let go from a job that I thought was my dream job. I posted all on social media about it, and there's a lot more to that story, but I'll just leave it there for now. So as y'all can just imagine, my relationship done, job done, like it was so much that I was going through, and not a lot of people knew exactly what was happening, but all of this was in a span of 4 months. So to me, it felt like my life was just falling apart. It felt like the beginning of this year was just hell for me. So I was like, how am I going to figure out how to move forward through all of this, all of these emotions that I'm feeling? How am I going to pick myself back up? So I started going to church more frequently. God has always been a big part of my life, but of course when you're really going through something and when you feel like you're in the eye of the storm, turn to God because he will be there for you, okay? Because he saved me like out of just all of this. So that happened, and then of course I have my own responsibilities. I have a daughter, she's 4 years old. I have responsibilities. So what am I about to do right now? Am I gonna go back to work? Am I gonna try to find a job? Am I gonna get on the job hunt? Because when I found the job that I thought was my dream job, I literally found that in like a couple of weeks after I decided that I wanted to leave the job that I had before that. I went on an interview, got the job, and it was quick. So I knew if I really put my mind to it, I wouldn't have a problem finding another job. But did I want to do that? That was the big decision that I had to make for myself. Was I gonna go back to work, try to find a 9 to job, try to find a 9 to 5, or am I really gonna take this time and pursue my business full time? I felt like I had never been in a position where I could just focus wholly on my business, focus on everything I want to do when it comes to creating content, YouTube, all of that. I've been working, so it's like, okay, am I going to try to film after I get off work? Well, I can't really do that because I have a daughter and now she's home and it's hard for me to focus. And when am I gonna have the time to do the things that I want to do for myself, to grow my business, to grow everything creatively that I want to do? It just wasn't working out for me. So I was like, okay, this is key. God is clearly stripping away everything in my life right now because he wants me to see something. He wants me to transform. there is something that is happening in my life. It's a new chapter, it's a new season. So am I going to just fall back into old habits, or am I going to take advantage of what's going on and really try my hardest, go hard, get focused, and do the things that I want to do? So I decided that I was going to do that. And it really took a lot of self-reflection. I had to understand myself. Knowing yourself is just so important, because you have to know your triggers. You have to know how you respond to things, because of course you can go through things, you can come out of that season, but if you haven't really understood how you react to things and why you act the way you act when certain things happen in your life, you're going to keep following the same patterns. This has happened to me before. This hasn't been the first time where it felt like my life was just like, woo, you know. And I felt like this time was different because I took accountability for my reaction to things. I had to understand, yes, I was going through things emotionally. Did that give me a pass to slack off and not be as productive at work? No, it didn't. Everybody goes through things. But at the time, everything was just so heavy to me. And now that I've kind of done the work to understand how to process things better, how to move forward in my life when things do come up, I definitely felt a shift in my personality and just me internally, who I am as a whole. We're back together. Our relationship is improving. It's better than it has been in, oh my God, I don't even know how long. Like, it's been a while since it felt this good. Our communication is good. Of course, we still have issues like any other couple. You're gonna go through things. You're gonna have little arguments here and there. We go through things all the time, but the way that we handle it is very different. The way that we come out of it is very different. It used to take a long time for me to get past something. I would be upset and baby, don't talk to me. Like, you really have to give me a minute before I can even warm back up to you, to have this loving Shania back, because I just could not do it. Like, I was very caught up in my emotions, and I'm very emotionally driven, but now I can just understand situations for what they are, and it allows me to move forward a lot quicker, because things are going to happen in life, and if you're going to do life with somebody long term, you have to realize every day is not going to be perfect. So if you hold on to every small argument or every small disagreement, it's gonna be hell. So that's why I just feel like our relationship is so much easier. Of course, he had his things that he's working on that has improved our relationship tremendously. So that's where we are now. We are happy, and I hope and pray to God that it stays that way, because yeah, I love that man. Okay, so the next thing is I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I have a branding business. I do photography, and I've really been going hard with that lately. So I'm super proud of myself in that space, and I am settled in that decision. I kept going back and forth for a long time, like, okay, maybe I'll get a part-time job, or maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do that. But if I'm really going to give myself a shot, I have to believe that I can do it, and I have to believe that God put these talents and these interests in me for a reason. If I don't fully do everything that I need to do to see if it's even possible for me, then I feel like I just laughed in God's face. Like, why did you make me creative if I was just gonna go and sit behind a desk for the rest of my life? Like, I decided that's not what I want to do, and I want to trust God, and I want to trust the feeling that he gave me. I could have easily decided to go the easy route, or to go with something that felt more comfortable for me, but I just was like, no, I can't do that anymore. I have to make a change, and I have to realize that this is something that I'm going to pursue, and I'm moving forward, and I'm not looking back. So something else that I really wanted to highlight in this whole video of just reinventing myself or growing, I feel like it's more so growth than reinventing myself. I am still the same person. I'm improving certain aspects of myself, but for the most part, it's a new era of me, because I am changing my habits. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, I'm not a morning person at all. I'm not the 6 a.m. girly. That will probably never be me. But I had to figure out different routines that I can create for myself that I could be consistent with. For example, there are non-negotiables in my daily routine that I have to just do, like taking my daughter to school. I'm not probably gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym and do all that before I take her to school, but I know I have to get her there by a certain time. So if I just get dressed while I'm getting her dressed and I dress for the gym, then that means I'm going to the gym right after I drop her off. Or if I dress kind of like business casual, because I do like to look good while I'm working, I feel like it makes me more productive, then I know I'm going straight to a co-working space and I'm going to get a lot done that day for my business. So that's how I have to kind of trick my mind into being more productive and creating a certain routine. I know when I drop her off to school, I have this free time that I didn't have before, and I need to take advantage of it. So whether it's me going to the gym or me working on my business, I'm going to do something with those hours before it's time for her to get out of school. Her dad picks her up, she comes back to me, and we're just having a good old time. I just really wanted to share these things, give a quick life update so you all understand exactly where I am in my journey, and everything moving forward. Every video after this makes complete sense, and I do want my channel to be more focused on vulnerability, showing my life, showing my process, and showing everything that I'm going through as an entrepreneur. And I really hope that you all come along this journey with me and continue to watch my videos. Like this video if you resonated with anything in the video. If you liked it, subscribe if you want to watch more of my videos. I would love for you all to subscribe to my channel, because this is a very exciting time for me, and I am just so grateful that y'all sat through this entire video if you did, and look for more. Bye.